talking about the songwriting side of things, I know we talked the other day. You're discussing with label, I think, for some releases in next year, 23. When I think you said to me, it could be singles, could be EPs, could be album. At the moment, it could be a whole series of different things. So where are you at in terms of your your kind of performance stuff?
Well, I haven't long signed the record deal or the publishing deal. So I mean, people think that these sort of things happen quickly, and reality they don't. But it has sort of happened quickly. So I mean, at the moment I'm sat on probably 3 records. It was important that I had to revisit everything and remix everything and remaster everything, even though it was fairly good anyway. I'm quite fussy and I wanted it all like, really, really good. So the label, I've just done a fantastic video and a really strong record called Round and Round, and again another track called Don't Worry. The video's done. The video's really, really good. It's got loads of different characters in it, and it's a real good looking video. So the record label don't want to just release stuff without there being some form of plan. And of course, they're a fairly decent sized record label. Yeah. They've got other people that other than me, so they've got other release artists that they're focusing on their releases and all that kind of stuff.
So it's kind of a queue system, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of like a queue system, but it's sort of like it's mainly about getting everything right, because I mean, once you've released something, it's done, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of like you've got to sort of build a buzz about it, and you've got to get it right, because it's quite amateur just to go or use. I mean, that's what I've always done for the past sort of 3 years. I've been literally, because I'm quite prolific in my writing. I'm writing probably 2-3 songs a month, and recording them and to a high level, and then just releasing them. And then you get like 3 likes on Facebook or something, it's bollocks. So the record label just said, take all that down immediately.
Good.
Which is why if you look on my YouTube, it's just live stuff. There is no studio recording, and my studio recordings are just way better than my live stuff. And my live stuff's good, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean that's why they signed me. They signed me because I write all my own stuff. I sing all my own stuff. I play all my own stuff. I produce all my own stuff. I do all the artwork. I do everything,
Wow. Okay.
So it's sort of like a win-win for them. They don't really have to worry too much about it. They just sort of like, oh, we got this guy. Because I'm 47. Don't disclose that in the magazine. But, I said, when they first sort of signed me, I had quite a few people. It's quite funny the way it works. You put it out there. One person comes back. Because I wasn't looking for a record deal. I didn't want one. I wanted a publishing deal. Luckily, I got both. But I mean, I was turning down record companies, like small cottage industries, and they were just people approaching me. I was turning them down, and then a sort of word got around that there's some guy in Cardiff turning record deals down, and the business up there up in London is a very small business. People, even though it's a big industry, the actual people involved are really quite small. So then I had the record labels going, weird you turning record deals down with so and so and so and so. I was like, well, I don't really want one. I don't really know what you're going to offer me. What you can gain, what I'm going to gain from it. So in the end, I had a guy called Jay Mystery, who's worked for BMG, and now runs Jam Music. He got in contact and really liked, the noises he was making, and he's worked with loads of different artists and bigger artists, so just end up signing, and now I'm just waiting for them to do what they do. I suppose I've done my job.
Yes. I mean, just to say for you as well, this will go out on Keep Cardiff Live. It'll go out as a kind of in the video form, if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Because it's quite nice in a way, because I'm in my kind of silly version of a studio, and you're in your proper studio, but it's kind of nice to have that kind of conversation. Talking about songwriting, could you turn out that number of songs? Do you have any? Could you manage to hook up with Amy Wadge? Didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, but I've worked with Amy for I've worked with Amy for a long time. I mean, we've gigged together for uh since we were in our 20s, like, do you know what I mean?
Okay. But
Mm,
in terms of having like a formal kind of songwriting partnership,
yeah.
I suppose you had to agree something on that, did you?
She just asked me. She just basically said, "Will you come and will you come and write a song on my EP?" Um, I mean, she's hugely successful, um, and so yeah, I was due to go on tour with her as well, but then COVID hit, and
Yeah.
that all went tits up. So yeah, I mean, I basically went up there and I had a song that I had in mind that I've been working on, and she just went up there, and she does things vastly different than me. She writes the lyrics first, and that's just like totally alien to me. It's just not something that I do. And then she just went up there, and I had this song, and she just wrote all these lyrics, and she put it together with the melody, and then I come up with the second verse, and it was really quick, and it got produced by Alex Stacey, who's he's quite successful now. I think he's very successful now. Actually, he works with Ed Sheeran and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, if you think of Amy Watts, the first person you think of is Ed Sheeran, because obviously, phenomenally successful. But coming away from the Ed Sheeran thing, I dare say you've met him over the years, but I imagine through Amy, have you?
No, I've
No?
never met him.
Okay.
No.
All
I
right.
mean, like I said, I mean, I knew Amy way before Ed Sheeran.
Okay. What's she like?
I
What's she like then, Amy? What's she like then? Nice person, is she? Oh, she got a
of
good
course, yeah,
reputation,
she's cool, man. She's
Yeah.
one of my mates, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, crazy busy, so I don't, bother her much, and
Hmm.
so yeah, I mean, I mean, like I said, we've always been close back when we were kids. We've always supported each other. We played so many shitty gigs together, and so many really good gigs. Really decent gigs. I mean, we were playing up in the Kashmir Club back in like the early 2001,
Hmm.
2000, which is like so many artists broke at the Kashmir Club. And we were playing the Kashmir Club, we were playing the Bedford, we were playing all the venues in Putney, all the venues in Croydon, all the venues in like central London. What's that? Not Covent Garden. What's the posh place in London? I forgot what it's called now. Notting Hill.
Okay.
We were playing all the clubs on there. So we did so much together, but she just sort of did her thing and I did my thing, and then she sort of hooked up with Ed Sheeran, and boom.
Yeah. You must know Danny Chang, I guess, do you?
I've heard of him. I don't know him.
Oh,
No.
right. Okay. So Danny, Danny's got this thing about songwriting, and seems like I write songs, yeah. So I've written quite a few songs, never had any success. Put a few albums out, this, that, the other, never had any success. But what he was talking about was these days, which I think you'll totally get, and be interesting to have your perspective on it. He's talking about when you write a song, kind of these days, you need to pretty well know the platform that you're targeting with that song. And if you were going to if you were targeting say we're as a songwriter targeting a specific artist, think about the artist, think about that back catalog, think about the stations and platforms that it goes out on, and also be prepared to kind of eat your own ego, really, and you're going to need to share. That you quite often you might end up with a small piece of the pie. It's unlikely you're going to write a song and bang, it's going to be it. People are going to add stuff to it, and you need to collaborate. But that's a really healthy thing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible. This game is. I mean, with regards to writing a song with for someone, that's not something that I do. I mean, that's what the publishing company want me to do. That's something that
Yeah,
Amy is absolutely amazing at.
yeah,
She's like the wolf in Pulp Fiction,
yeah,
just slap her. She's like in the top 5 of like songwriters in the world, she's highly sought after. So yeah, but that's a massive skill. That's just not something that you just do. I mean, that's just something that you it's really tough to do. And I'm an experienced songwriter, so to look at it, I mean, I can't write in every genre. I only write in sort of what I do.
what is your genre? would you say?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know. I got no idea. I mean, my genre, I would say, is, I don't know. I mean, it's
It's what people think it is, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, I don't know really what my genre is. I couldn't say. I mean, you could say pop, rock, singer songwriter. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, I just sort of, it's just it's all written on an acoustic guitar or a piano, and then built around that, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever it turns out to be at the end, I suppose.
And you said you don't start with the lyrics, so I'm assuming you got a piano in front of you now, probably,
Yeah.
the screen. So do you start like noodling around and just see what comes, or do you wake up with an idea? How does it work for you as a songwriter?
Yeah, I never wake up with any ideas or any of that nonsense. I never sort of like dream. I have dreamed I've written great songs, but I never remember them when I wake up.
Yeah.
But no, it's just literally me with. I just bought a Strat. Well, I'd say just bought a Strat. That's when you see online. That's most of my. That's sort of. I'm an acoustic guitar player.
Yeah.
And I've got a Guild D40, which I just bought this time last year. It's like a 2,600 quid it cost me. Colossal guitar, Canon, you know. So I've always sort of like, I'll write on that because the sound will come and I'll just be like, see, I don't know what chords I'm playing half the time, most of the time. So I'll just like I'll make it up as I go along. But lately I've been using the Strat, and I plug it into the preamp over there, and I got loads of Eventide plugins. You might have heard of Eventide.
Yeah.
So I got loads of like the 910 harmonizer, and I got a really nice reverb. So I just whack it through there, whack a really nice reverb on my mic, which is my my Telefunken, which is my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Which is a great mic actually, which is up there with like the £20,000 mics. You know, it's a real, it works really well. It's a valve mic. And then I just get I fold a nice reverb back, a Lexicon reverb, into the cans, and then I just start doing something, you know. And then, I mean, and there it usually happens within like, like Love Is the Truth. I knew straight away. I mean, that's a hit record, just no one's heard it yet. But it's a hit record, man. It's 4 chords, and as soon as I started playing with it, I knew I was like this, it just came instantly. I knew where the line was going, and I knew where it was going. And so writing the song's the easy part,
Okay.
It's really easy. I mean, I say this to, and I've said this to a lot of people that interview me, I just believe that the songs already exist, and it's a bit like fishing, and I've just caught them,
Nice analogy.
And I've just got to get them out of the water and get them done quick, because it'll change. As soon as I start, if you leave something too late, by the time especially vocals are a really like that. I was listening to an interview with Warren Hart, the producer, and he was saying about I think it was Rolling in the Deep by Adele. It could have been one of her other songs, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he was saying that they recorded the scratch vocal on an SM7B mic in I think it was in like a home studio.
Yeah.
And then when they eventually went into Sunset Sounds in LA, they stuck it in front of a U47.
Okay.
A valve mic, 25 gram mic, and she couldn't get the vocal the same.
Wow.
As the SM7B. So in the end, they ended up using the SM7B. So that's really the, get it done quick,